Hello everyone, happy Thursday and welcome to my kitchen. We have got something really delicious planned for you guys today, and I'm really excited to share with you a California chicken club ring. So let's get cooking, shall we? Okay, so we are going to be using stoneware today, and I picked this particular recipe. We did a braid maybe 2 weeks ago in our air fryer, and we did a chicken last week, spatchcock chicken, which was ridiculously delicious, by the way. So today I kind of wanted to bring back a classic with a new twist. We've all seen the taco ring, and I showed you the turkey cranberry ring, which is amazing for leftover turkey, by the way. And so today I wanted to show you this California chicken club ring, okay, with a little bit of a twist. You'll see that in a minute. So I'm using the Pampered Chef Stone Chip and Dip set, okay, and it's a little strategic because this guy is on sale this month, the month of April 2005, for those of you watching later. But it's an incredible set. Okay, first of all, stoneware, so it's oven safe, it's freezer safe, it's a beautiful glazed platter with sort of a sandstone and a darker gray color to it. It's beautiful to go right from your oven to the table. So for summer and spring entertaining, it's perfect for that. So it's great as stone because it retains heat, but you can also stick it in the freezer if you wanted to use it as a cold platter for like veggies or something like that. Put all your veggies around and have your dip or whatever in the center. It look beautiful. So today we are going to get into this California Chicken Club ring. It starts off with a little bit of twist. So with the club, you know, you've got your lettuce, your tomato, the chicken, of course, bacon, cheese, all that good stuff. So we're going to bring all of those elements to bear today. And we're going to start with our lettuce element, but we're going to use kale. We're going to sneak kale into this, and I hope my family's not listening. Tom's not supposed to be home for this part, but he's here anyway. So I've got a bowl of curly kale, and I'm going to use my nylon knife. Now this one I think is new for maybe like a year or so ago, but it's got these great holes here that you can use as a stripper for your kale. You can use it for your collard greens. You can use it for any kind of like thyme or rosemary, but look at how easy that is. And then of course you have the nylon knife that you could use to cut the lettuce and everything like that, and it won't turn brown as quickly because it's not metal and it won't oxidize on you. So we've got about maybe 5 or 6 leaves of kale there, not too much because I know my family. In here, looking good. Now we're going to add some bacon, and I'm just going to use pre-cooked bacon. But if you have bacon left over from breakfast, which I don't know people who have bacon left over from breakfast. I don't understand those people. But you can use your leftover bacon from breakfast, and that will work really well here. The chicken we are going to use, leftover chicken from Tuesday night, I think. I was roasting chicken for dinner and just made a couple of extra and threw them, shredded them, and used them in here. So I'm just taking the bacon, pop it in there. We're going to use our salad choppers here in a second. And I've got some green onions. So we'll grab 3. They're kind of skinny. We'll grab 4. And I'll just twist off the bottoms. I don't need that. And we'll just chunk them right in here, just like that. Okay? Now here's the fun part. We're going to use our shoulder choppers. And get in here and just chop up the salad. Oh, you chop up the the kale and the bacon, of course. So I want to get little bits in there. So we're sort of hiding the kale and the bacon. Brilliant, right? Brilliant. Okay. So what this is also going to do is going to help break down the kale. Kale is a sturdier leafy green, so it needs a little help sometimes breaking down. It can be a little bit more fibrous than light lettuce or something. But if you are completely morally opposed to kale, you can use a Swiss chard. Would go really well here. You could probably even get away with using a collard if you wanted, but also a spinach. There's some spinach, and that will work really well. So I want to get this really chopped up nice and fine. So when the kids ask me later, I can just tell them it's basil or parsley or something. They don't know the difference. And Tom won't mind it either, I promise. All right. Really, really. He's over there in the peanut gallery. All right. I've got this nice and chopped up here. You see how quick and easy that is with these salad choppers? Love these things. All right. I'm actually going to be using these again later to chop the chicken up a little bit more. So we'll just put those there to the side. Now we're going to add some garlic in here. And the garlic press is right in front of me, right here. And we are going to get 1 clove, 2 cloves of garlic, because 1 is never enough. I mean, really. So I'm putting this right in here, skin on, popping it right in there. There we go. And see that skin, sometimes you can get lucky and it'll just come right off there on the top. But if it doesn't, this little tool right here gets right in there and pops it out for you. So you don't have to get garlic all over your fingers. Yeah, see, it didn't come out that time, but that's okay. You get right in there and clean that right on out. And then this piece just clicks into place right there, and you'll have it for later. We'll set that aside, and we'll mix this garlic in here. And I'm gonna pop this in the microwave for like 2 minutes and just wilt that kale down just a little bit more. So in we go, 2 minutes, and we're off. Now, while that is percolating, let's get our chicken. And I made chicken thighs, of course. So pop in there about a cup or 2 of chicken. You know, if you have like a rotisserie chicken, you can use that. So a pound, so maybe about 2 cups. That's enough for a sandwich later. All right. And now I'm going to shred this up as well. And yes, look at how easily the salad choppers cut right through this chicken. Real quick and easy. All right. I'll leave it a little bit chunky. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna go grab that chicken. I think I can get away with going ahead and getting rid of all of it. Because once I started shredding it, it sort of disappeared on me. Alright. I do have my oven on 375. So it is getting ready for us. Show you guys how easy this comes together. Now, if you wanted to, of course, this part you could do earlier in the week. You could do this the night before. So when you come home from work after a long day, you can really just sort of mix it all together and throw it in the oven, and you won't have all of the prep work to do as well. There we go. we are done with these. Oh, I can smell the garlic. Getting all aromatic, and you see how bright the kale looks after being in the microwave. So now we'll put that chicken in there. Get it all mixed up together. We're also going to add some tomato. There we go. So I've got some grape tomatoes that are already washed up. And I have a whole pint here, but I don't think I'm going to use all of it. I'll save some for a salad later. Ah, do you guys see that? The one just jumped right off the side. There we go. All right. Now, this is the closing cut. And with this, you need at least a blade that's about 7 inches to get all the way across from one side to the other. So I just close this and slice right on through, just like that. And all of my tomatoes sliced through perfectly. And just pop those right in there. What makes this really neat is just a springy bottom, springy top. So you can use it for tomatoes, you can use it for grapes if you have little ones. You can use it for thicker pieces of chicken or pork chops that you want to slice in half. It's also great for bagels and English muffins, anything like that that you'd want to cut in half. All right, and it adds such a pretty pop of color in there. Love it, love it, love it. And last but not least, we have some shredded cheese here, and we are going to add, how much do we need? About a cup. So if you're shredding, it's about a half a block of cheese. Now I'm using straight up cheddar because that is what I had in my fridge. But you could use something a little bit spicier if you wanted to go with like a pepper jack, just to add a little bit of kick to it. You can do that. Just to make it a little bit more fun and fancy. All right. So we got all of our elements in here. We've got the kale, we got bacon, we've got a little green onion action happening, some garlic, tomato, our chicken, as well as cheese. Now we need something to bind it all together. For that, we're going to use a combination of mayo and some Dijon mustard. And it calls for about a tablespoon of each. But we are just going to eyeball it. That's probably a generous tablespoon. Sorry. There we go. And a tablespoon of some Dijon. I'm using a stone ground. Again, because that's what I got in my fridge. And we'll eyeball it. That looks about right. We don't always have to be all totally precise. We get close. And it's usually pretty good. After a lot of practice, you just eyeball stuff. All right, look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful filling there. Okay. Now what we need to do is to create our ring. And for that, we got our platter here. And we're going to be using 2 cans of crescent rolls. So each can has 8 in there. So we will, and I can post a video a little bit later in my VIP group if you guys want. I think there's a professional video of how to assemble this. If you want some professional tips on how to do it properly. If you're watching me going, I don't know what's going on here, that's all right. You won't be the first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this, I don't know if you can see, it has a little bit of a ring here. So I'm going to use that as sort of a guide to sort of guide my crescent rolls around the outside here, and I'm going to, just so I can sort of try and visually get them nice and even. We'll try this, see if it works. So we're going to go on the 4 corners, and we'll pop one in the middle. Uh-oh, I think that one took part of the other one with it. It's all good. There we go. So these are going to hang over the side just a little bit. It's all good. We're going to fold it all in together here in a second, and it'll all look beautiful. So tell me, if you're joining me, what you having for dinner tonight. What is on the table at your house today? And let me know if you guys are doing anything special for Easter this year, or Passover if you're celebrating Passover. Let me know what you will be cooking up. I think growing up, it was always ham for Easter. I did ham for Easter. I'm not sure what we're going to be making this year, though. Probably ham. Unless I can get some really good lamb from our from the university. Speaking of, go Gators. What? I have to admit, though, I didn't even know that they had made it that far until I heard, you know, after Duke had lost, that Houston was going to be playing the Gators. I'm like, wait, what? I know, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. I can't admit to you all, because you're my friends, that I've never actually been to a Gator game before. I know. I've tailgated. I have tailgated, but I haven't actually been in the stadium to attend a game. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. So, although I think it would be fun. I love, more than watching sports on television, to be there in the stadium with the excitement and the energy and all that stuff. That is just amazing. I think I get that from when I was in high school. I was on the flag corps, so we went to all the football games as we performed at halftime. So I think that's where I got my love for the live and in-person experience over watching it on television. You know, it just didn't have the same energy. Okay, so using my baker's roller, I'm kind of going around and just sort of pressing everything together so it can sort of, number one, be a little bit even and give me a nice even workspace to work on as we put the filling on here. So it helps to kind of seal up any gaps we have. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now, using my extra large scoop here, I'm just going to grab big honking scoops of this and put it down on the ring. There we go. Smells amazing. And what I like about this is even my picky eater loves crescent rolls. So I might not be able to get her to eat everything that's inside it, but as long as I don't tell her everything that's inside it, and she doesn't take any clues from her father, then we should be good. There we go. All right, so now I'm just going to take each individual little point here and fold it in. And if you want to be fancy, you can give it a twist on the way in and just sort of press it back in. So kind of push it back a little bit from the edge, because you'll kind of need that edge to connect it all together. There we go. So again, if you're not a big kale fan, you could use a spinach, or a Swiss chard would go really well here. You could also use turkey. If you have leftover Thanksgiving turkey, you could do a turkey club. And it would work really well. Okay. Kale is one of those really good, they call them superfoods. They are loaded with vitamin K, as well as a lot of vitamin C, which is kind of surprising. You think vitamin C, you think oranges usually, but kale is really good for vitamin C. And if I'm not mistaken, a pretty good source of iron as well. Those dark leafy greens are always really good for that kind of thing. All right. And twist. Tuck it in there. There we go. And twist. So bring it all together. There we go. All right, so now that we've got the ring done, one last little thing we're going to do, and that is to give it an egg wash. I know with the price of eggs right now, it's kind of crazy, but I promise you, it will be worth it. So one egg, I'm going to add a tablespoon of water to it. There we go. And with my silicone brush here, sort of break that yolk and mix everything up together and give this an egg wash. And that is going to give it the most beautiful golden brown flaky crust you've ever seen. So all along the sides, all through here. It's I think the protein in the egg that helps to give it that golden color. I'll have to look that up to be 100% sure, but there we go. And all the way around, just like that. All right. There we go. Pretty, pretty. Now this beauty is going right into the oven, and it will cook for about a half an hour. So we're going to post pictures of it later on. But before you go, I do want to show you the avocado dipping sauce that's going to go along with it. So you need one avocado. And using my avocado tool, you see it's got a little serrated edge here, smooth edge here, and this part gets out the pit. It's got those prongs that just sit right in there. So we come all the way around, give it a twist, just like that. And we're going to take this half and just smack and twist, and out comes that pit. And using the dull side, I'm going to just come right in there. All that beautiful avocado right in. There we go. And I'm using my manual food processor for this. I know we haven't seen Manuel since the Twist and Chop showed up, but he is still my favorite. We've been through some things together. Lots of holidays and all kinds, so he will always have a place in my kitchen. Alright. Get all of that in there. Alright, so one avocado in. Alrighty, next we are going to add some Greek yogurt. And I just got this Greek yogurt from a supermarket. Plain Greek yogurt is not a big favorite of mine. I don't really do much with plain Greek yogurt. So these little guys are really convenient. Just make sure that you get the plain and not the flavored one. It wouldn't really do well, I don't think, in this recipe. All right, so we're gonna use a half a cup of Greek yogurt, which this is 5.3 ounces, so you're practically using the whole thing, more or less. You probably could just throw the whole thing in there if you didn't want to keep it for anything else. But Greek yogurt is a great substitute for sour cream if you need it. It has got a really high protein. So if you're looking to sneak a little extra protein into your diet, Greek yogurt's a great way to do that. Or if you're trying to sneak it in on the kids. Now, if you're going to use it as a substitute for sour cream, what I would do is add it depends on what you're making, but add a little bit of salt, or you could add a seasoning. If I want to substitute Greek yogurt in like a Mexican dish or something like that, then I'll add some lemon zest or lime zest, lime juice, maybe even like the chili lime seasoning to kind of jazz it up and turn it into almost a crema, and not just Greek yogurt. That way I can sneak it by the picky ones. All right, I had a lemon over here somewhere. There it is. My lemon. Okay, so we are going to add a tablespoon of the lemon juice. So give us a roll here on the countertop. And grab a board here. Something I can work on. There we go. And my paring knife. I'm going to sort of slice it in because it's got a little bit of a bump there, and that is just going to get in the way a little bit with my citrus press. There we go. I use the other half of that lemon for some tea later. There we go. Into my citrus press, cut side down, and just give it a nice squeeze. Now, it's probably much more than a teaspoon, but that's okay, because the lemon juice is actually going to help the avocado keep from turning while we're waiting for the rest of the dinner to be ready. And last but not least, we're going to add some more green onion to this. Just maybe 2 more would be good. And we're just going to chunk it up and put it in here. There we go. And some salt and pepper. Alright. Let's move some of this out of the way now. There we go. Alright. Top on. And look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. There we go. And we're going to put this right here in this bowl. All that ends up there. Okay, and we'll just get all of this into the bowl here. We can set this in the fridge while we're waiting for the rest to be done. Now, if you wanted to do this the night before, you would put it into an airtight container and get a piece of saran wrap and press it onto the top so that there's no air in there, and that should keep it from turning on you at least for a day. So if you wanted to do this the night before, you could do it the night before and it would be ready for you. It is quick to put together, so you could do a day up, but that's all good. All right, there we go. Okay, so that was easy. So with the rings and the braids and everything that kind of all start with that can of crescent rolls, it's really easy to switch out the filling and play with some different flavors. And again, like if you're not a big kale person, you can substitute out the kale, you can switch up the cheeses, you can change out the meat and things like that. Goodness, I think I checked the website and looked at braids and rings and all that stuff, and I think there are about 25 to 30 different recipes and flavor combinations that you can play around with just this ring and braid technique that I've shown you over the last couple of weeks. So when you get a chance, go pop over to my website, look up, get some inspiration, and play around and find some flavors that you and your family are going to love. My favorites by far, the turkey cranberry ring for leftover Thanksgiving turkey. It's amazingly delicious. And of course the taco ring. Can't go wrong with the taco ring. So those are my favorites. This one, it would probably be a favorite of mine as well. So thank you again for joining me. Next week we are going to do a pork stir fry in the air fryer. So you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be really easy, really delicious. I love those set it and forget it kind of recipes that just all go into a vessel and be done, especially on busy nights, because even I have a date with Sophia for some math homework here in a little bit. So thank you for hanging out with me. Stay tuned. When this is done, I'm going to post some pictures of it on my page so you can see how it turned out. All right, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you back here next week. Oh, and be sure to do me a big favor: like, comment, share, tag, do all the things so we can like boost Facebook and convince them to kind of share this out with a whole bunch of people. I'd be really, really appreciated if you got any value at all out of this. Please help me get the word out by sharing, liking, tagging, hearting, all that stuff that Facebook likes. So again, thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you back here next week at 6 o'clock. Bye.